My dad always, when they had to eat something, they always go back to the same restaurant, but he need my mom cook for him. And my mom get mad one day, and I say, I'm not a private for you, so don't think all the time I have to make like tortillas or special food for you. So, what my dad, que mi papá decía cuando iba al restaurante donde usted cocinaba, que nomás quería que usted cocinara para él.
Dijo, ¿qué
le dijo a usted? Que no se va a hacer todo el tiempo.
Y luego dijo,
Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast. The signal's a little too high. Should have did this pre-production, but episode numero 71. We have very special guests. Somebody I haven't seen in a very long time. Somebody that doesn't even speak English or understand English, but that's fine. We have my grandmother, special guest, and then we have my tia here off the camera. She's going to be translating for my grandmother. So, first of all, I want to get out of the way. Where was my grandmother born, tia?
¿Dónde nació usted?
en el pueblo de Saki, en Hermosillo, Sonora.
Pueblo de Saki, Hermosillo, Sonora.
Okay, and how was it growing up? How, just how was your childhood?
¿Cómo fue su vida de niña? ¿Cómo creció? ¿Qué hizo durante el tiempo que era niña?
Pues ahí jugaba y luego fuimos al kinder, luego fuimos a la escuela, primero y luego ya primaria y luego primero y luego ya secundaria. Ya nos vinimos a Hermosillo y me puse también a traer acá y no le dije voy a agarrar el trabajo de limpiaduría.
She was living in like a village of Swaki, and after that they moved to Hermosillo, Sonora. It's like a kind of capital. And after that everybody started going, living the life over there, going to school, college, and do whatever they need to do and work.
Okay, so was it more so like a city or was it more like a village? Like were there schools, were there stores as a kid?
¿Dónde fue primero a la escuela? ¿En el pueblo de Swaki o en Hermosillo?
En Swaki fue cuando fue primero y luego ya cuando me vine me entré a segundo, tercero de primaria en Hermosillo, en vybez.
Okay, she's do like kindergarten in the village of Swaki, and when they moved to Hermosillo, Sonora, that's when she started doing the elementary school. The first grade, third grade, fourth grade.
And how was it like growing up? Was it good? Was it bad? How different was it?
¿Cómo fue su vida cuando fue creciendo? ¿Fue bonita?
Sí, fue normal.
Agradable.
Muy bien, fíjate lo que sea. Éramos 7. 6 mujeres y nomás Ramón, mi hermano, en paz descanse. Siempre, ay, tú, chamaca, me decía, ¿qué estás haciendo? Pan y vendiendo. Cállate, me decía, siempre sé que es tu mensaje.
She said that's very nice, very beautiful. There was 7 brothers and sisters, and the older brother, they always joke and with her, and they say, what are you doing? And I say, I'm making bread for sale. But it's kind of different joke in Spanish language that people make a laugh. Mm-hmm. And then when you hear and translate English, like it don't make sense. But in Spanish, it's different thing, Yeah. But she say his life was very kind, very beautiful because she's growing up with a family with brothers and sisters. Mm-hmm. Until, his older brother passed away. I don't know, maybe. ¿Cuándo murió mi tío Ramón?
Murió hace 2-3 años, pero lo operaron y no sé qué le faltó y lo.
She said he passed away maybe like 3-4 years ago. Maybe it's a little bit longer than that. Maybe like 5-6 years ago.
Did I meet him when I went to Sonora back like in 2013?
Todos nacimos en el Suárez,
Yes.
Sonora, pero venimos a Hermosillo todos. Con mi papá agarró el trabajo de una de esas como granja.
Dice James que sí, él lo conoció cuando fueron a visitarlos a Sonora, que sí conoció a tío Ramón, o ya había fallecido.
No, estaba chiquito tú cuando fue tu mamá la primera vez para allá. Sí, ahí estaba esa vez, altote con sombrero.
He said he was there. He's a tall guy with the cowboy hat.
I think I remember, because he was older, right? He was
Yes.
already-
Well, you maybe met him or your uncle Jose.
Yeah.
This is maybe him. I don't know.
Oh, okay. All right. So, how many times have you been to Sonora? Like, when did you move? Like, how did you move? And then, like, how many times have you been to Sonora since, like, you moved?
Okay. Que cuándo fue que en el tiempo que se movió a Sonora y como por qué se movió a Sonora y cuántas veces regresó para Azuaki.
No regresamos ya nada, para nada. Mi papá compró la casa ahí y él agarró el trabajo y luego ahogaron el pueblo,
El río se llevó.
El río se lo echaron
Like,
toda la presa para allá.
when they moved to Hermosillo, to the city, that they had to move because the river is all the village. So it's no more village, kind of like a lake or something, because all the houses get under the water. So they and my grandpa get a house in Hermosillo, and everybody start living there. So they never get back because it's no more village.
So where my grandma's from, it's not there anymore.
No,
like
not
wherever
anymore.
she grew up. Wow. So how many times did my grandma come back, like to visit? Because I know the time we went, which was already like, has she come back since then?
Yeah, she was little when that happened. That's the reason that they had to move to Hermosillo because it's no more village.
Mm-hmm.
And that time they say that was raining so hard. This is I know. I'm sorry, I haven't asked her, but this is what I know. Was like kind of hurricane, but it's not a hurricane. They have a heavy rain and the river starts
like
grow, until go out of the water and start, coming to the village.
Mm-hmm.
And covered all the houses, and these are people, all the people have got to move from there because there's no more life over there for no one.
So where did my grandma move first? From Hermosillo.
Oh, the city you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the city? ¿Dónde se movió de la ciudad donde vivías? ¿El Cerro del Ceris o de la Campana?
Había de Ceris.
Había de Ceris.
Sí, había de Ceris.
It's like a kind of a city, like you mentioned in Ontario, Pomona, or something like that. You know, over there, they said Via de Ceris, Hermosillo, Sonora. This is the colony name, they can say. The Via de Ceris. This is how they named the exactly where your grandma grew.
Mm-hmm. But where did she move from there?
Where?
Yeah.
¿Eh?
Because she ended up in Mexicali, right? But like between then, where did she stay? Like,
No, era Hermosillo, no era Mexicali. Me vine
She
cuando
always stayed in Hermosillo, Sonora, and after that, that's when, years later, that's when she moved to Mexicali. But all her entire life was in Hermosillo, Sonora.
really?
Yes.
So how was it like in Hermosillo compared to Mexicali?
¿Cómo fue la vida de Hermosillo, Sonora, si la comparas con la de Mexicali? Como diciendo, ¿dónde estuviste o dónde fuiste más feliz, se puede decir?
pues,
¿Dónde
te voy a
fuiste?
decir que para mí no que en Hermosillo pues estaba con todos mis hermanos y mis primas y todo. Y ya me vine dije, me voy para, y cuando me habló mi mamá, oye, ¿a dónde te fuiste? Y le dice, estoy aquí en Mexicali. ¿Cómo que te largaste? ¿Con quién te largaste? No, en el tren. Le dije, no, agarré el tren y me vine. Chamaca mugrosa me dijo, y luego me dijo, ¿y con quién te fuiste? Yo solita. Le dije que te acuerdas que me iba a venir y sí, pues te largaste, me dijo. Y luego ya le dije, y agarré y...
She said her best life was in both places because in Hermosillo she had the whole family over there, brother, sister, nephew, the parents. But when she decided to move to Mexicali, she just took the train and came. Maybe she was around 21 when she moved to Mexicali, and after that, maybe a year later, ¿Cuándo conoció a mi papá? ¿Un año después o 2 años después?
Pues no, más como 2 años, porque luego me vine.
Okay.
Pues cuando que me dio, te voy a llevar a mi tía, estaba rentando un cuartito, dijo, el del taxi que me levantó del tren. Y dijo, te voy a llevar. Y luego me dice, dice, ¿sabes qué? La muchacha ahí de la cocina está ocupando alguien que le ayude en la cocina. Pues fíjate que yo sé algo de cocina. Me lleva. Y ella me metí ahí, mira que tengo esto y tengo el otro, mira, esto se hace así. Dice, mira, y yo pues abrazó al muchacho. Y dice, gracias por lo que... Y luego ella me dijo, mira, se hace así, esto, hoy está mal esto, mira, acomódalo así.
Okay, when she moved to Mexicali, she not even have a place where to live, she not even have a job. And the person, the one picked up her in the taxi place, he told her he know a place and maybe she can work. And she know one girl, she's working at the restaurant. And this is how your grandma get the space, like a small room, like a studio, I can say, and a job at the same time. She go to some restaurant, they meet the girl, the one she need the helpers and the business. My mom start working at the restaurant, and at the same time, thanks God, she get the place to start living. So.
Y luego llegó tu papá a hacer los limpias de las campanas que limpian. Y luego dice, ay, qué rico está haciendo de esos, ¿cómo le dice? Se me olvida, fíjate, unas de esas...
¿Tortillitas?
No, de esas ¿cómo dicen las que le echas?
¿Sopes?
No, de carne así, hamburguesas de carne.
Hamburguesitas, ajá.
Entonces, no, pues esto, mira, me lo hacían en el comal, agarré y los envolví con pedazos de tocino, y le encajé un picadiente así. Esto, mira. Ay, dice, fíjese nomás, y fíjese, me quema, y dice, pues sí, agarró, no, hágalas todas, como más de 50, de esas, le hice en un ratito. Ay, mira, al verlo ahí, no, dice, y yo cuando me palmeó, aquí se queda, dijo.
Yeah, she said when she started working in the kitchen, she started doing different kind of stuff than the restaurant is still doing. So she make like the burgers patty, like with bacon and everything, and nobody know about this and this time until she get there. And by the time your grandpa went to the restaurant, because he's running his own business, he never worked for no one. So he need to fix some fan from the kitchen and do things over there, and this is how they met. And they say, oh, look at what she's cooking.
Tocino.
It's great. And yeah, it's a bacon and the patty, and everybody started loving my mom food, and this is how your grandpa and your grandma met in the restaurant. And always when I don't ask her because I know the story. I don't know if you want to ask me before I answer.
Yeah.
But my dad always, when they had to eat something, they always go back to the same restaurant, but he need my mom cook for him. And my mom get mad one day, and I say, I'm not a private for you, so don't think all the time I had to make like tortillas or special food for you. So, what my dad, que mi papá decía cuando iba al restaurante donde usted cocinaba, que nomás quería que usted cocinara para él.
Dijo, ¿qué
le dijo a usted? Que no se va a hacer todo el tiempo.
Y luego dijo, ay, me haces esto. Sí, ahorita te lo voy a hacer porque la pediste, pero ni creas que la voy a hacer cada vez que venga. Respondona me salió.
She said when my dad got back to the restaurant to order any food, she always asked for my mom. And I said, I'm going to make it right here because I'm working right here, but not all the time when you show up, I have to cook a special food for you. Mm-hmm. And my dad said, why you answer me like that, like, and this is how they start.
Y luego fue le dijo al que está de ahí, pues,
el manejador.
Le dijo, ¿y qué cocinera tan regañona tienes? Porque ¿qué te dijo? Oye, ¿qué le hiciste al señor? No, pues le dije que no le iba a hacer lo que él quisiera, quería esto, quería el otro. No, pues está bien. Y luego le palmeó así.
He talked with the manager and he say how my man is like, I don't know how to say, not angry, but like crunchy.
Le pedí que así iban, y ay, mira, y le hizo tortura, ay, le hizo así. Y luego, no me dijo que así, no, y me encantaba. Y luego que le diera una, con tocino, porque no hablaba, era chino. Y luego, ¿qué? Esto, mira. Sí, tan buena.
He said the owner from the restaurant was Asian or Chinese, and he don't speak like Spanish well. So they show up only my mom what my dad want to eat when he getting back to the restaurant, and they show my mom what he need to eat, and my dad always say it had to be her. She did with the finger, and my mom say the same thing, and she always get mad because he always asks for her.
So,
y luego tu papá lo conocí porque fue un día a hacer los servicios del desde y lo dice, oye, dijo, fíjate que una muchacha, una señora que tiene un negocito, dijo, quiere una persona que le ayude porque tiene mucho trabajo en su casa. Y yo, en la cocina, ¿cómo estás aquí tú? Mi madre, que me lleva, dijo, ven, dijo, y luego ya le habla, que voy a hablarle por decirle que no vaya la muchacha, yo iba tardecita para ir a la casa. Y lo dice, oye, no, dice, pues que ya regresó la muchacha que andaba, donde andaba, dijo, ya está aquí, ya la acabo de ver, aquí la llevo conmigo. Híjola.
Your grandpa tried to get a job for your mom out of the restaurant, and he find a job like kind of a babysitter, but at the same time like a chef from the house, like, you know, they cook everything for them and take care. They have a kids. I know that story too. So this is how they start shaking the grandma. He's going around until. ¿Y qué pasó después?
Y luego después ya llegué con doña Pina, porque era la que hacía todas las notas que hacía del taller. Y le dice, mira, hermana, te traje una buena cocinera para que ya no andes haciendo comida ni nada. Volteo. ¿Y sabrá hacer comida? Pues si no aprende aquí, le dijo. Dijo, pues se va a quemar todo. Va a quemar. No, mientras no le queme la casa, le dijo, no hay problema. Y respondona como ella sola.
She said she take my mom to his house with my aunt Pina. We call Pina, but her name was Josephine, so Josefina. And they say, oh, we have a good person to cook for us. She's awesome, and she's the best. And my mom is supposed to be working with them, but in reality, he want to marry my mom.
wow.
Sí. Y luego le dije, ay, pues a ver si sabes hacer esto, pues si no aprenderé. Le dije, ¿qué dijiste? Por lo que me oyó, ¿verdad? Y respondona, ¿verdad? Ya me dio. Y le dije, esto mira, no sirve, esto no sirve y esto no sirve. Unas papas así todas churridas así, luego las partí y en medio estaban negras. Mira, le dije, las partí. ¿Qué tienen? Quítale lo que no, que quítale ni que nada, porque lo que está adentro sabe amargoso, le dije.
My mom talking about the sister-in-law, when she met her, she always say, oh, you know how to cook this, you know how to cook that, and I say, yeah, I had this potato, and my mom started shaking the veggies, and they say it wasn't bad, and I say, this is
it
not
was
good.
Bad?
Yes, it was bad. And they said, you can use this.
Que le
This
quitaron
how
pedacitos.
I can cook this, with this food, it's not good. And this is how they start fighting, but the main point is because my father want to marry her.
So my grandma was cooking for who again? She was the chef for.
Kind of the chef for the restaurant.
For the restaurant.
Yes.
But you said something about babysitting.
Yeah, my dad said he find a job for her in another house, and they looking for someone to take care of the kids and cook for them. But at the same time, she say the lady from the house say, oh, I had the girls already. She's come back at home, and because he took my mom out from the restaurant, it's no place that my mom can work, and he took it to my aunt's house and say, oh, we have somebody to help us in the kitchen, and this is how.
Okay.
And this is new for me.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. That's why you learn new things.
Ahí lo dice. Y cuando llegó le dijo, ay, mira hermana, le dijo, pues acá me hicieron bastante. Pues ella hizo esto, que sabe que le dijo doña Pina. Y luego ya no vas a querer más, Pina. Ah, pues le voy a dar aquí para no irles a traer comida a los muchachos. Eran como unos 6 de los que trabajaban ahí. Estaban ya con esa que iban a desarmar unas de esas de las refrigeraciones. Y luego le dijo, mira, le dijo, ándale, tráiganse los platitos ahí de enfrente, dijo, con la Mica, se llama la de la tienda. Tráete unos platitos hondos para que se coman este caldito. Mira.
¿Y cocinabas también para los empleados del negocio, verdad?
No, doña Pina tenía una olla, pero dice que ella comía ahí, don Lando y doña Trinita, que era Trini, la muchacha, la señora, la hermana, quedada, le decía, porque decía que el marido no le gustó cómo lo trataba. y se vino de Guadalajara a Tijuana con Pancho, su hermano, y luego ya se vino aquí con Medrano para acá, para la Mexicali.
Your grandma say that's because in that house that's your my aunt Josefina, my tia Trini, my
Doña Trini y Doña Pina.
my tio Fernando, we call Nando, and I think by that time we have some cousin at the house, and they need somebody to cook for them because my father ran a business and supposed to be all of them busy always in the business and nobody have time to cook, and this is it. That's what she say.
So at this time, were there like a lot of Asians, blacks, what were there like a lot of people? Because in California, it's a lot. Like I went to school with black people. I went to school with Asians, whites, and all that. Was that prevalent? Was that there in Mexico, or was it like new? Was it a new thing?
Había que en Mexicali había mucho como afroamericano o chino.
Pues los chinitos los chinitos tienen como 2 o 3 restaurantes y uno ya tiene donde está donde sea que iban a la escuela ustedes, te acuerdas, llevaba tu papá de arriba.
I can answer part of that, and Mexicali is more we don't see at all like African American. But we see more people from other states, and the most population beside Mexican, that's Asian.
Iban a primer año, iban a la
exactly
primaria.
For China. That's why they have the like a town, Chinatown, and they was living on the tunnels. This is how they hiding when they come illegal immigrants.
They hid in tunnels?
Yes.
Like underground?
Yes.
What the fuck?
This is only them.
Why would they hide though?
Because they are illegal. They don't have a green card. They don't have anything. That's when they try to get out from China, and this is how they came. They came from to Mexicali, particular in their state because it's very close to the border.
So, why? Like, does my grandma know why? Like, was there what caused them? A lot of Chinese to migrate to Mexico. Like,
Better life.
Just a better life. There wasn't like nothing. Wait, was this because of World War II?
Yes, and because even well, this is part of that. When all these people when they find they was living on the tunnels under the ground, they try to help them because especially in Mexicali, most of the people they are kind, very kind, and they always try to help the more they can. Mm-hmm. So when they find that, they start. Take care of them. They building a huge complex for them. Mm-hmm. Then they can get out from and start having regular life like everybody deserve. Mm-hmm. So and they start open restaurant, cashier check business, and this kind of stuff. And if you check at the Google or anyone, where is the best Chinese food?
It's in Mexicali.
It's in Mexicali, yes.
I want to say I've had Chinese food in La Cachanilla, that mall. Mm-hmm. I think I want to say I think it's really crazy. Like, I've heard them speak Spanish, mm-hmm. but it's kind of like, it sounds like Chinese. Like, they'll talk like Chinese. But it's funny because it's Spanish, but it's like the way they speak.
Mandarin. They said the language.
Oh, Mandarin?
Mandarin, yeah.
Okay. What was it? So was there like racism towards Chinese people where like a lot of Asians like discriminated in Mexico?
Si fueron racistas o discriminaron a los asiáticos cuando se dieron cuenta de que
no se encontraron, los agarraron porque luego los ponían en un hotel. Acá que los iban apartando. Okay. Y luego decía, ¿qué hace? Pues no, pues yo sé, estoy yo ocupo. Y yo ocupo, andaban en el tiempo arreglando las calles.
When they find that, they try to help them, like I mentioned, to have a better life. And because until they don't find the permanent place, they start putting them in like hotels, like, like the homeless. They pick up them from the street or from wherever they are, and then put it in the hotel temporarily until, like I mentioned, they build in a really, really huge condom from them. It's exactly in downtown from Mexicali.
It's still there?
It's still there, yes.
So what do you think, like, So we're talking about, is there like a homeless problem in Mexico, like now, or like around Mexicali?
Sí, hay muchos como homeless, como las personas que viven en las calles en Mexicali, o no hay homeless allá, o como...
No, sí hay mucho vagamundo, le digo yo, pero los agarran ahí y los dicen, ¿tú qué haces? No, pues mira, que tengo tiempo aquí, que no hay trabajo. Ah, no, yo sí tengo trabajo, y se lo llevan. Los agarran de albañil, los agarran para pintar casas y así.
They say when they find the people on the street, they try to help them to get a job for them, for anything, and they ask them what you can do. You know how to do construction, you know how to paint or anything to help them to start getting better, and they can have a place. Mm-hmm. Even I know that from back in the years, the government or some presidents, when they're gonna be as a president, even or the one before they get out, they offer a land free until they get established, and after that they can pay taxes and everything, but they give land free sometimes for some people. Wow. And they call one of the colonies, it's not the village, it's more like a city, Solidaridad, that's what I know, one of these names from these cities. And this is how the government try to help the people. That's why when anyone deported people go back to the border, the government try to help them the more they can.
Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
This is nothing to do with this interview, but I give you some.
No, that's great. I like the because it gives more information.
Es lo que cuando vino mi mamá, la primera vez que vino, pues ¿dónde vives? Y ya le dije, y ya vino de Estoño, ya había venido porque había venido a Ensenada. Y le dice, ay, lo voy a llevar. Yo dijo, y sí, cuando yo la vuelta, el que se vino, pues así, agarró que para el seguro. ¿Qué dices que el seguro? O estoy internada. Y ya, mamá, cállate, por favor. Agarró así y se vino derechito por la G. Y estaban construyendo ahí en el edificio que está ahorita. Y digo, ¿dónde? Ahí, mire, ahí, en ese cerco feo que está ahí. ¿Cuál cerco feo? Dice, mira qué bien está. Él se compró la lámina todo completa. Nos la llevamos de aquí, de donde está, ¿cómo se llama? Donde tenía la segunda, yo tengo ahí en Santo Tomás. En Summit. Ahí me llevé, le dije, ahí no me vendas eso, le dije, que era amigo de don Ramón, no me acuerdo cómo se llama también, tenía el troque. ¿Quieres el troque? Te lo vendo todo. No lo vendas, le dije, no lo bajes, no, dime dónde te lo llevo. ¿Quieres ir a Mexicali? Ay, con lo que me gusta ir a Mexicali, dice. Y luego le dice el otro, sí, le voy para Lola, ¿verdad? Ya te tus lleves.
She say when her mother come to visit her, she don't know where she was living, and she say, oh, and they take like a small trip from the city, and after they get back to home, and I say, what is your house? And I said, this house, and what does my uncle say? Oh, that one with the ugly gate. And I say, it's not ugly gate, that's a huge house, it's a nice house, and your grandma always is a hard worker. And she's talking about, she mentioned it Santo Tomas because it's like kind of Swamit in Calexico. And she have like a tent over there. And one guy, I know this guy when I was little. And they have the space with the land, with a lot of stuff, the one they sell into your grandma and your grandpa. And they open a small business in Calexico. But your grandpa have a business as well on Mexicali, so but she mix everything. But she's talking about your grandmother, and she said this is how she came to Mexicali because she wanted to know where is her house and visit her because ¿por cuánto tiempo no miró a mi abuelita? Después como unos 10 años.
10 años.
Wow.
Yeah, after 10 years, that's when
she. No, por teléfono nos hablamos.
Yeah, she only talked with my grandma for over the phone. And after 10 years, my grandma come to visit her to Mexicali.
Okay.
Conoció Mexicali, sí.
So how would you communicate with people or relatives cities away or wherever they were? It would just be because did people have house phones at the time? Like when my grandma, what are we talking about? The 50s? Are we talking about?
No, at that time it's not a phone calls, it's the letters.
Letters.
Yeah.
So what year are we talking that she's seen?
Okay, con el tiempo que usted se comunicaba para Hermosillo con la familia, ¿cómo lo hacía? Porque en el tiempo que usted ¿había teléfono o nomás lo hacía por cartas?
No, con teléfono, pues tu papá tenía el teléfono de la línea después del teléfono de línea. Y luego con mi mamá pues no había todavía, entonces la vecina de enfrente está Chela le decía,
It wasn't the 60s.
Y luego enfrente, pues estaban enfrente así. Ay, doña Sheila, decía, le habla. ¿Quién me habla? Pues venga ahí, para que le diga quién le habla. Y ya, ay, dice, ¿dónde andas, vaga? Dice, yo tenía ganas de oírte, que yo creí que hasta algo te había pasado, ¿no? Malo que...
We called your grandmother Sheila because her name is Isidra, so that's more easy way to everybody call Sheila.
Like Chela or Chila?
No, Sheila.
Isidra.
Sheila, yeah. Because everybody says easy and short name or nickname, you know. But she mentioned it when she had to get contact with them. That's in the 1964, 65. But at that time, we already have phone, and they said your grandpa have a business already, so she must have a line for the customers when they call and they need any service. But she said most of the time that's between letters and a phone calls. Yeah, this is how.
So by the time my grandma met my grandpa, this was like, what year did they meet? Because I'm assuming this is way after World War II was over, right?
Yes, but your grandpa went to the World War 1942. Okay, but at that time when it's done everything, he came back in 1944, I think, or by the end of 43. Something like that. And a little bit later, years later, he was living in Cleveland, Ohio, until I know, between Cleveland, Ohio and New York. This is a story from your grandpa to me. But after that, he was trying to get a different kind of business, and he's traveled from TJ to USA doing truck transportation and things like that. But when he really moved to Mexicali, maybe it can be como en el año que se movió mi papá para Mexicali, como en los 50s o 60s. 1960, 60s.
Como el 50.
So your grandpa getting in Mexicali like 1950, but they met in the en el 63 conoció a mi papá. Como they met like in 1962, 1963. Something like, no. Carmen nació en 64.
No, fue el 47, el 48, por ahí así.
Okay, yeah, like it's kind of in the 60s. And this is how they in the year that they made 1965 or 64, I believe that. This is, and after that, they got married, they started living together, you know. And the children start coming.
Okay. So, does my grandma have any stories about like my grandpa, like during the wars or like before he met her?
Sí, mi papá le ha platicado historias de la guerra o antes
Y
o lo que pasó.
Porque decía, a ver, que con los que pasaban ahí de que era malo, que sabe qué. No, mi hijo, hoy en Mexicali pues tuvo servicio ahí en el cuartel, en el que está por la 11. Y le dije, no, mi hijo, le dijo, yo casi me quedé aquí en el cuartel. Le dijo, ¿cuál cuartel? Le dijo, no te voy a llevar para que conozcas dónde. Y ahí te quedas, le dijo. No, porque voy a ir, porque usted diga. Digo, pues lárgate, pues no te quiero volver a pasar por aquí. Ya sé, bola de rata, le dijo.
He said, your grandpa said about the people that want to complain about the army, because he say he can show him what is true about the army, and he's kind of like a weak, and get out of here, I don't want to see your face anymore, because, you know, your grandpa, I can tell you about one story that he told me about people use even the we that's from back in the years. And he said when he was in the army, some people, some military, they used to stay awake during the guard night, like I can say. And he told me, never ever in your life, even if the people say, you gotta try nothing. When I was in the army, friends of mine in the army, they say, to be strong and you stay awake, try we. And they offered to him. And I said, I'm a strong man without that stuff. And this is, on my mind, almost I grow like this, like I don't need anything, I'm a strong person. Because I always remember his words. Mm-hmm. So this is the story from the time that he
was in service.
Se me que ahí en la mesita que tiene ahí tiene una foto de tu abuelito ahí, de militar.
What was was that while he was in service?
Yes, he was in service.
That was
in the 1942 in Germany.
That was in Germany?
Yes.
Wow.
This is in Germany.
That's crazy. I love that photo. It to me, he doesn't even look like, my grandpa, but...
Y luego una vez uno allá
he looked like me, that's why he
San Felipe le dijo, no, que usted, viejo, que sabe qué. Y yo le dijo el otro que ya lo conocía, más viejito, donde está, le dice, mira, le dijo, ese ni te ponga, porque era de servicio militar. Le dijo así. ¿Qué dijiste? Le dijo, no, que está bien, felicito.
He said when somebody tried to complain or something about your grandpa, he said, don't go there. He wasn't in the army, so better to be careful with him. What he can do to me? And I say, oh, look at what he said. Oh, hi, everything okay? like that.
Así porque que dice que hizo.
Even I have a short story when he was living in Ohio, and this is true because she told me about it. He said when he was living in Ohio, always when they have fighting or something, oh, be careful, the mix coming. This is how the people call him, the mix coming, because he was very tall man, almost 7 feet tall. So people say the mix coming, and everybody was scared about him. Yeah, because even if he was skinny, he was a strong person, and he always if somebody started playing, because they had like a kind of coffee shop, that my father said, because be curious about his life too. Because I don't know if you know, my mom and my dad, that was 25 years different. Yeah. My father born 1918, my mom 1943. So I want to know about him more. I don't know my other sisters, but I need to ask him, what is this? How is everything? How is your life before? I'm very curious always. And he told me, when I was living in Ohio, this happened. We have a coffee shop, most of friends always there, but when somebody start fighting, they know me, they're not gonna play around with me, and always say, the mix coming, and everybody get quiet because I'll show up. That's what he said.
Wow, that's crazy. So, does my grandma know if he faced any racism in America, and why did he not stay in America?
Si usted sabe qué es la razón que él no se quedó en Estados Unidos.
No, porque dijo que... No, se vino, dijo que a usted le habían dado de ¿cómo? Que para que mandara todo le diera clases a unos que habían entrado. Y había unos medios. No, dijo, yo no voy a andar batallando. Y ya fui y le dijo al mero jefe, ¿sabes qué? Estos vienen de la sierra amarrados. Le dijo, ¿cómo que venían de la sierra amarrados? Se quedó así, pues él. No, le digo, ¿por qué no ves? Le dijo, y así se ni le contesta ni cada. Le dijo, en inglés, pues le dijo.
Okay, ¿y cuál fue la primera razón que él decidió no quedarse aquí e irse a México para atrás otra vez?
Porque estaba Doña Pina, y fue cuando estaba muy mala Doña Pina, que Paco falleció primero, el hijo de Doña Pina. Y luego ya se vino para acá.
My mom said my father wanted to go back because his sister got sick. And that's one of the first or main reason that he wanted to go back to Mexico.
Because he wanted to stay with family.
Yes, I know a different kind of story too, but maybe in another time.
Oh, okay. Is it not appropriate for the podcast?
No, it's not that, but maybe it's not right to say. Later.
Luego se fue, dijo, ¿sabes qué? Pina dijo, me voy con Pancha para Tijuana. Ay, hermano, así para allá, que sabe qué, me voy a ir para Tijuana. Total de que se fue 2 días nomás a Ensenada. Y Ensenada tampoco le gustó y se vino a Mexicali. Que le dijo, no, vamos para Mexicali, mira que hay otro amiguito que encontró por allá. Y dijo, ay, no, le digo, pero ahorita no completo para el pasaje que cuesta tanto. No te apures, traigo el carro de mi sobrino.
He said he have a brother, Francisco, but everybody called Pancho. And your grandpa always liked to improve or try to get better life, get a business and everything. And he said, let's go to see what happened in TJ, in Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, and we can see what we can do over there. that's my uncle told my dad. And he say, you know what, I don't like here. I prefer to go back to Mexicali. I like that city, and I want to stay there. And this is until the day that he died, he was there. He moved back to U.S. for a while, and after when they get back, he say, I want to die on my land. Mm-hmm. That's it.
So with my grandpa, I remember they gave him the 21 gun salute. I remember when I think he came here, and we're like in like a soccer field or a football field or some shit, and they had the guys, they wore the white gloves and the rifles and the white hats. So like, what were they saluting? Like, obviously they were honoring her service, but like, can she tell me more about that day?
Si tú puedes decir más sobre los honores que le hicieron a mi papá en el tiempo anterior, que si tú sabes algo de esa historia.
No, pues se quedaron las hermanas de donde vivía con él, con la muchacha.
No sabe mucho de las historias.
La historia de él, porque estaba allá por Europa cuando andaba, y luego ya se vino allá a Los Ángeles y ya se quedó ahí con la.
He was living in Europe, and after that he moved to LA.
Ya llegó y se quedó ahí porque se conocían de cuando estaba viviendo ahí en Tijuana. Okay. Y la muchacha, ay, pues pese aquí mientras, cuando lo que encuentra una casita. No, lleva otro rumbo, le dijo.
She was talking about when he was living in Ohio, and after he was traveled to Europe, and when he came back to LA, and after that when he decided to check what happened in Mexico when the sister got sick, and he went to TJ and he said, oh, we have a house over here for sale. And I remember that house. So we took vacation with my aunt in that house, even in Ensenada too. So I remember that.
But like, does she remember like the day that, I think it was in San Diego or something, that they saluted him for service, like they shot the rifles for him, like they honored his service, I think, for the war.
Okay, si tú te recuerdas del tiempo que le hicieron los honores en San Diego, ¿tú no estabas con él todavía?
Sí, estaba.
¿No te platicó?
Sí, le hicieron los honores bien bonitos ahí en la, ¿cómo se llama? ¿Sabes qué era ese día? Le hicieron los honores. Estaba ya nos conocíamos ya. Dijo, oye, ¿quieres conocer Tijuana? Y allá está, dice, Pina y Pancho. Pina, la hermana de él. Pues si quieres, vamos. Y fuimos.
She only remembered, my dad invited her to go there because his sister and brother waiting for him in TJ, and this is only she remembered that.
That's weird that I remember them, because I remember like how.
Me casé con él y luego donde quiera, voy para estar, vamos. Y vamos, fuimos para Ensenada, fuimos para San Felipe y así andamos. Porque tenía mucho trabajo así de.
After they got married or they live together, they travel. My dad always said, let's go to TJ, to Ensenada, to different places, but always together. Mm-hmm. Then after that, they never apart. If they do business together. If they travel together. Wherever they going, always together. And I remember that is true. Even with us. No matter where they're going, is they going to dance, is they going to swim, we have very beautiful life. When I remember when I was little, and always he had time for us for everything. Mm-hmm. So.
And how like, was it difficult at times with my grandpa, and like how just how did it get any worse, or like did it get better?
Better life? Or what did he like to?
Well, because obviously you guys weren't rich by any means. I mean, you guys were pretty. Really? You guys are rich?
Not exactly rich, but we have not like
a better life.
Yes, better than others. Yes, even if the life wasn't easy with him, because he was an old man, and always he tried to put like in gold cage. Mm-hmm. I can say that because we're not allowed to go and share like with friends or anything like that outside. But he gave us good life. Like in the afternoon, we have not far, but we have a lake close, every night or every afternoon, I can say that, we go in there because he loved to swim, always. And he said, don't do anything, just prepare everything, we're going to the lake for a little bit. And don't do this, we're going this place for a little bit. It's not kind of a rich life, but he liked to enjoy life. This is how he always think. Mm-hmm. We have only this life, we have to enjoy it today because we don't know tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. So. That's pretty crazy. So what was it like, kind of growing up in Mexico as like the years went on with my grandpa?
Mm-hmm.
¿Cómo fueron todos los años que estuviste con él y cuando fueron pasando con la vida de...
Donde quiera nos traía y cuando llegué, no, fíjate que no. A veces que decía, llegaba, pues yo no sé, que como traía trabajo. ¿Qué hiciste comer? Y yo, pues, cabrón, le decía, lo que me diste, lo que me dejaste para que hiciera. No te dejé para que quisieras de comer. No te di, ni dinero. Pues ni me acuerdo, déjame bolsearme a ver si me dejaste. Me hacía unas muecas y, ándale, sírvele, ya sé para qué te haces. Ya le servía.
It was a happy life with him, and she always, most of the time, she joked with him when he came back from work or anything, and he'd say, "Oh, what do you make for dinner? Or what do you have for lunch?" Nothing. And I said, "Oh, I don't give you any money." No, you not even get anything. But my mom was joking with him too. But the food always ready when he show up. Mm-hmm. And I know his schedule. As a military man, he wake up 3-4 morning. First thing, tea. And my mom wake up with him together. And by 6 morning, he already had breakfast at the table. And he go work. He do whatever he need to do at 12. He always had to food ready on table as well. And take a break for a little bit, like nap time, like 1 hour, and he get back to work because he's on bus. So he can decide.
Todo el tiempo nos llevamos muy bien de acuerdo. Dice, oye, ¿qué vamos a comer? Pues no sé qué querrás comer tú, porque lo que hago, pues yo también como. Pero tú algo otra cosa que no es lo mismo, porque voy a hacer una cosa y otra cosa.
And this is always true.
Sí.
He's like this. The life that's very kind always, but when he's not even finished breakfast. And he started asking your grandma, what do you make for lunch? What do we want to have for lunch? And I said, whatever you want. And I said, okay, I can say that. So you tell me, what do you want for lunch? And he always not even done with breakfast, and he always thinking what he need to get for lunch. Even if he's in the lunchtime, he just thinking what he need for dinner in advance. And to my mom have ready the food by the time that he come back at home.
So he was always planning. He was always one
This
step
is his
ahead.
food. Yeah, I know. This is always the thing from him.
And was he like really like religious? Like was he really?
Él fue muy religioso.
Sí, vamos a la iglesia.
And yo sé, ella dice, she said that he's very religious. I know for him. And only the time that when I see him
O sea, a la misa iba todos a catedral. Decía, a catedral tengo que ir y voy a ir. Íbamos, agarramos todo lo que salíamos por el lado del seguro, derechito nos íbamos hasta la iglesia catedral.
I don't remember that part because maybe I was too little, but she said, but I remember a little bit later, they always go to downtown, to the big church they call Cathedral. That's like mother church for all the small one and the other colonies. And he always say, we need to go to the cathedral, always. And, we get baptized at the church and everything. But to tell you the truth, I never see him, like, go every Sunday on my own. Only, I remember once or twice. But he always believed in God. And when we wake up, before we stand up from the bed, and this is always I remember, he start praying. Nobody move. And he always say, thanks God for allow me to wake up another day. This is always, we are 6 sisters with me, and he always say that. Nobody move from the bed. Thanks God for allow me to wake up one more day. This is every morning.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. I never see him like a necklace, a cross, or anything. He never have any jewelry with stuff like that. But he believe in God. Yeah.
Yeah. That's wild. I'm like literally freestyling. I didn't want to write anything down. I didn't want to, but how did, because the thing with my family over here, especially like from Los Angeles, there was a lot of neighborhoods, a lot of gang membership. So what did my grandpa think about, like, because there obviously was gangs and shit in Mexico, right? Mm-hmm. So what did you guys think about that growing up?
Thinking about
like my grandma and my grandpa, like does she know or like what he thought or what she thought actually about, you know, the streets?
¿Qué piensas tú de mi papá por la vida que pasaron juntos?
Sí.
Like,
bien, mira, gusto nunca hubo.
No, I mean like
bueno.
like, you know, like,
o sea que digo, como muchos que se casan y no están moqueteando, si siguen juntos, si se desgreñan y siguen. Ahí no, fíjate, gracias a Dios que no.
Your grandpa was very respectful. He never was aggressive.
No llegaba enojado, yo era que llegaba así. Ya sé que vienes enfadado de allá, no te besó ninguna chica, pero viene enojado. Cállate, por favor.
You know what she's talking about?
A little bit, but...
Okay, she's still talking about...
quería decir, y a ti dijo que te... No, ese bicho muy gordo, ni se baña. No, los tres fueron uno como tú, mira, bien bañadito, bien resolvito. Cállate, por favor.
She's talking about your grandpa when he came like tired and like kind of angry or not in a good mood at home. He said, "Why you angry today? Why you mad today? Any girl kiss you outside? That's why you get mad?" And he answered her, "Oh, who come and kiss you? That's why you happy? Somebody was here before me," or something like that. Or what she's mentioned. Wow. But it's a joke between them.
Yeah, of course.
Y digo, no, hombre, estaba bien mugroso, jodido, entonces ¿qué mandas? Contigo tengo, estoy yo jodido, no me baño. Se me cállate, no estoy peleando, tengo ganas de
take a shower, you smell so bad. Oh, I smell bad. Go take a shower.
That's funny. So you know,
nunca que dijimos, nos peleamos, ya ahorita no nos hablamos, porque no, nunca que dijera, siempre estamos enojados, nunca que dijera yo sería muy habladora así, me jalaba de las patas.
He said he's kind of lying, and he said he was aggressive or violent domestic or something like that. And she said that, but he was a good man. Mm-hmm. I can tell you something, like I know this is an interview for her, but I remember very well, it's like kind of fancy because not all the people are allowed to do it. We have a special place, los baños de vapor, ¿se acuerdan?
Cuando íbamos a los baños. Que te me caíste, me resbaló, fíjate. Ya estaba enjabonando yo y cuando tiro el jabón se me resbala así, pegó con la orilla de ese cromado que está así de la que se te cayó la niña y él se estaba enjabonando pues en la bañera.
It's because at that time we have like a sauna place, a special like private for families or single, whatever, and not all the people are allowed to.
Y a él le gustaba siempre.
It's a kind of private place, you know. Like when you go to the...
Ya estaba enjabonando, yo asistí a la mesita así y que se me resbala y que la agarro de aquí. ¿Qué pasó? ¿Se te cayó la niña? No, le dije, no me cayó, nomás pegó aquí con el calentito de la esa. Sí, pegó con la orilla del...
And the funny thing is both of them with us, and all your mom, your sisters, the older one, the first one, we was there in the sauna. It's like a very hot, but we have fun. I remember that a little bit about that.
Y ahí estaba, a ver dónde se quemó mi niña, ahí está sobando.
Your grandpa always say it's good to go there because all the body get the oxygen and all this kind of stuff. And he always, at least twice a week, we go in there. Como 2 veces por la semana.
Entonces sí, íbamos
íbamos, ¿verdad?
Sí, al baño de vapor, sí.
Yeah, like twice a week. Yeah. We always go.
Wow, that's pretty crazy.
Sí.
Yeah.
So with the, you know, a lot of propaganda, a lot of news, America, even like with the whole, like the shows, you know, they want to portray, or at least it's portrayed like Mexico, you could get kidnapped, you could get killed, the cartels everywhere, there's drugs everywhere. What is the reality versus what you see on the TV versus what you actually lived?
¿Qué es la realidad que se vive realmente en Mexicali? En este caso en Mexicali, porque tú eres de allí. Hombre, no eres de ahí, pero ahí
tengo
viviste.
años ahí viviendo.
Sí, ¿qué es la realidad ahí sobre el narcotráfico, las mafias, las drogas? ¿Cómo está pasando ahí?
Bien, todo está, digo, la droga está como ir a la botica. Así.
¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué dicen de los...?
Sí, luego los voltean. Ay, mira. El otro día no sé que vi. Ay, mira, ¿cuánto traes? Cuéntalas. Y pues digo, tan mensos, si los andan escondiendo y luego te los en la calle, en la banqueta, están contando las pastillitas que le sacó de la bolsa y le mete a la bolsa. No, esas déjame, son míos, para mi uso. No, pues ahí luego te consigas otras, tú, mira, consígalas. Luego agarró como 29, 30 pastillitas y se las echó a la bolsa. Tráelas. Y luego volteó. Digo así señas que ahí estaba el policía.
Pero ¿cómo está la violencia de violento ahorita en Mexicali?
Sí, pues el que todo el tiempo ha estado así, de que cobra para el lado donde está el Costco. Todo aquello rodeado que le echó el carro encima, lo mató. Que iba corriendo y cruzó para dar el tren.
It's kind of true, but people hiding things from the reality over there, because even right now, never ever back in the years, I hear people use a bodyguards, and I know for very close people from us, now they start hiding people for use people, to protect themselves, because back years ago, I'm not sure, it's like 3 or 4 years ago, I know people, they have family, they kill kids in front of the school, and the father and the kid, they don't know if that's the mafia exactly or what the people say, that's somebody to own something, that's why. But most people thinking there's something from the cartel, because how is possible they show up in front of the school, kill this man and the child.
Wow.
Yeah, and she just mentioned something like I not even know, because I'm not there for a long time. So, but they say she say that the drugs is like a candy in your pocket. This is like you go to 7-Eleven, and some people sometimes outside, and there's like like a kind of pills, and they selling like candies. Yeah.
So was it a lot? Like, would you see a lot of this going on? Was it normal, or did it just kind of progressively get worse in Mexico?
It's getting worse until I know, even if he don't answer, because she's not going out this much like before, but I know it's getting worse every single day. Now they start using phone calls. Like I know, I'm not sure, a month ago, a year ago, they called her to say they kidnapped your tia. It wasn't true, just to get some money from her. And she deposits some money on the store to these people until I believe that, and until they find out this wasn't true.
So they're literally like terrorizing people just so they can get a few extra dollars. You think that was actually?
It's getting worse.
Do you think it's like random people doing things, or do you think it's actually like?
It's connection with the mafia. All this thing is always connection with the mafia. It's gonna be always like this. They work together. So.
That's fucking insane.
Yeah, this is I know, and this is why I don't need to go there.
Yeah. Because
usually they know when you come from. Even people say it's a safe place. Yeah. When they find that you are from out of the city or out of the country, they know, because your accent, the way that you talk, the way that you're dressing, they know you're not there, you're not from there. But if you have relatives who work with the government, the police, they know if they touch you, it's gonna be a mess. Better not.
So you think they mess with people that aren't connected to the U.S.?
Most of the people from any other country, not only from Mexico, they think because you are here in USA, you are rich. They think they can kidnap the people, and they start calling and ask for $1,000. You know, 1,000. I'm talking about the 100,000. It's not only in the border. It's kind of like, even if they say this is not true, I know different people from different states, and that happened. That happened. Especially that, not only in Baja California, but the worst part, that's more in the Sinaloa state.
Because that's where it's really hot, right? That's
yes.
where a
and
lot
now
of it
Michoacan.
is. Wow.
Yes.
So with my grandma, none of that was really around though, right? I mean, in the 60s, especially when you guys were babies and stuff, was it like, how was it like that? Most of it wasn't like how it is now, right?
No. Before, even I told you, when I was little and we walked to the school, we don't, mami, que antes podíamos caminar para la escuela, ahora no podemos caminar para la escuela en Mexicali, ¿verdad?
No.
Por eso
en la tarde
Mago
no,
va por Andrés a la escuela, ¿verdad?
Ay, porque está saliendo ahorita, lo cambiaron en la tarde. Y sale, y los chamacos dicen, a ver, ¿qué traes en la bolsa? Y dice, dame lo que traes en la bolsa, y lo jalonean o lo tumban así. No traes nada, y lo avientan al piso.
Yeah, now before it was easy to walk in the street back to home like normal, even right now over here. But over there now you have to go pick up the kids like usually we use here. But over there before we don't do that. We walk alone at home from the school to the store, but not anymore. It's not easy like before. It's not free life like before.
Y luego ahorita están viendo, ay, no van a ni por la niña. Y de la 18 se cruzaba la niña para agarrar el camión en la biblioteca. Y estaba la niña y, ay, dijo, tu papá me mandó por ti. Y Sala subió al carro y se la llevó. Ya llevaba pero la niña más, aunque agarró aquí de ese que traía el teléfono. Y la subió, te sientas allá atrás porque llevaba otras adentro enfrente del señor. La subió atrás y agarró y empezó a hablar. Aquí me llevan, ¿en qué parte vas? Aquí va como para el rumbo del panteón. Dice, aquí
She's saying one like a kind of high school. One guy kidnapped a girl from over there, and I said, your dad sent me to pick you up. And they put the girl in the car, and she didn't get any objection, and she started calling the father over the phone. And I said, no, I don't send no one, so where are you at? And they start describe the way from they are going. So, and this is what I'm talking about. Is even here sometimes happen. I don't know if you hear back in the years in Moreno Valley. The girl was walking for summer school from high school in Moreno Valley to her house. And after that, she's disappeared, and they find her in a plastic bag.
What the fuck?
Even here, yes.
That's wild.
It is.
So we're gonna end this on a lighter note because I didn't think it would get this dark. But how would you guys celebrate Thanksgiving? Because why do you say Thanksgiving in Spanish?
Día de Acción de Gracias, Día de Agradecer.
That's way too long of a title.
Yes, it is.
But how would you guys celebrate it as kids?
¿Cómo se ha celebrado el Día de Acción de Gracias en los años anteriores? ¿Cómo celebras tu Día de Acción de Gracias?
Pues, dándole gracias, un ramo de flores rosas y una veladora y la oración.
Okay. She says she started to put flowers and praying in the morning, and I say thanks to God for this day and the dinner. Mm-hmm. And
is it the same? Is it the same like here in America, in
Mexico?
The food and all that shit?
No, because I tell you what. In Mexico, we don't have a Thanksgiving Day. This is here in USA. But because we grow here, we get the culture to celebrate Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. But because most of the time we are with her, here, this is how we celebrate Thanksgiving, as American style. Mm-hmm. But in Mexico, you don't have a Thanksgiving Day.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one more thing. I see that. I remember as a kid seeing, my grandma would have like a candle lit and a cigarette in that shower. There's the bathroom and then there's that other bathroom right there in the back. So what is that?
Okay, dice que un día te miró poniendo a San Simón, que te miró poniendo un puro y una vela, que para que estabas orando, ¿a quién le estabas orando?
No era San Simón, era San Juditas. Está así vestido así y luego él
¿Pero que te
estaba...
estabas poniendo una veladora
Sí,
y un puro?
No.
¿Para quién lo estabas poniendo?
Estaba prendiendo lo metí la vela para que no se me cayera. Estaba metiendo el de ese así, pero no era
No,
puro.
she said she was putting the candle to St. Jude, but I know maybe she forgot about it for now, but I know she always prayed to, it's like a San Simon. This is like St. Jude, but this is different kind and supposed to be people believe in this man like a power from God to help in difficult times. I know that.
Ay,
So I can explain more than her.
El ángel de la guardia te cuide.
But she is very, very religious person. She believes in St. Jude. She believes in angel. And when he go through hard times or difficult times, she always pray to St. Jude because that's the miracles for her or San Simon. And she always promised to put her a candle and the thing.
Is it a cigarette?
Yes, it's a cigar.
Why? What is it?
It's a cigar one right there.
Yeah, I have my own saints and all that. But what is it? What does it mean to her though?
It's a promise because this is what he like it. It's like a like an offering. Yes.
Ay.
Yeah. This is personal life used to use. Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. We kind of have like the same thing without even me knowing. That's crazy.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I not even know that.
Yeah, I have my own saints, but I actually do have Saint Jude in my room, and I have my scapulario that I got from confirmation when they gave it to me.
And it is crazy because she was looking for one she had on her purse last night.
Oh really?
Yeah, she asked me for that. Give me my San.
Wow.
She said in Spanish, my San Juditas, but they're like like sweet kind words. But she said, give me my San Jude picture, and because she had the prayer in the back, so that's what she wanted. Because it's kind of like she always feels safe with him. I don't know. Even if she believe in God, but she believe he do miracles. That's why.
Well, that's very beautiful. I would like to thank my grandma. Muchas gracias, Abuelita.
Gracias, Marca. Gracias porque estoy aquí contigo.
Sí.
Thank you for allowing me to be here.
Of course. We definitely got to do more of these. And,
Que Dios me concede estar otro año más con ustedes.
And the
aquí.
name of God and first God, God will.
any last thing you want to add before we end the show?
¿Alguna cosa más que quieras agregar?
Nomás eso, que Dios te cuide siempre mientras vivas, que Dios te cuide libre de enfermedades, libre de...
God bless you, protect you always, and get you the good health.
Ya los
And a happy
ratas
life.
que andan pegando a la gente que encuentra en la calle. ¿Sí? Ey, ¿a dónde vas? Y vas y ahí te va él.
God, that's the only one to say to you. God bless and protect you always with a long life and good health. That's what I should tell you.
Como hace poco te digo que venía saliendo hacia el mandado y venía así cuando me jalan de los cabellos así, ay, tienen bonito pelo, sí, y que me sos que le doy pinche cachetadora, ay, vieja desgraciada, si yo nomás le estaba acariciando su pelo y que pues bueno me lo acariciaba, dale,
This is all the story from one lady. She said she liked her hair because I remember when my mom was young, she used to have a long hair and she said, oh, your hair is so beautiful, and she pulled out my mom's hair and my mom said, your hair is too, and she slapped her face. With that.
Yeah. Sí, así no. Yo todo el tiempo me dice, mi padre, descanse tu papá. Mira, te van a agarrar cualquier rato, descuida y te van, pues solo lo que me agarren amarrarle, porque yo lo veo que vengo caminando, pero vengo volteando a ver qué viene atrás o qué viene enfrente.
She said one day they're going to catch you, and I said, I don't have my hand tied, so you see my hand is tied, it's not tied.
Ay, cállate, dice, ni cuenta te vas a cuando te tengan en el suelo a patadas, sí, pues tira. Y ya se quedarse cojo el cabrón. Antes no te hagas tan chistosa, me dice, cállate la boca.
Don't make joke. Don't be funny. That's your grandpa.
That's funny. Well, this was a great episode. You know what I mean? I would like to also thank you, Tia, for coming on.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. I definitely do want to get an episode with you at some point. Your perspective, your life.
Thank you.
And yeah.
Inshallah. Inshallah.
Inshallah, of course.
Inshallah, inshallah.
This is the God's Hour.
Mac was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wear Prada, the devil like inside your box now.
While the angels fly over my headstone.